Ladies and gentlemen, Chiefs star wide receiver Kadarius Toney royally F's up on social media, and he regrets it. The New Orleans Saints may have received the best news possible about Alvin Kamara. And San Francisco 49ers receiver Deebo Samuel got heated and stormed out of an interview. And the Vikings receiver Jefferson just disrespected his own quarterback. And if you are the fan of a team that needs a young QB, well, the Tennessee Titans might be able to help you out with Malik Willis. All this and more will be discussed on WiFiWillie NFL, so make sure you hit that red subscribe button for more content. So Kadarius Toney, the wide receiver who joined the Chiefs in the middle of the season after being traded from the New York Giants for a third-round pick. Now remember, the Giants traded back in the draft and they were able to select Kadarius Toney later in the first round. But things just did not work out. Now the Giants would use that third-round pick this past offseason for none other than former Raiders tight end Darren Waller. And it seems like everybody would be happy. Toney has moved on and he won a Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Giants made the playoffs and now have a promising roster for 2023. But instead, the drama is ensuing, and it started with Kadarius Toney sending a message to the New York Giants. Seems like he doesn't really like their fan base.
That Super Bowl ring coming this thing right here. Everybody in New York right here. It's for everybody in New York right here.
And that was the key thing he did. You could see it in the subtitles right there.
And this for everybody in New York right here.
This is for everybody in New York right there. And he didn't stop right there. He kept bringing up New York.
I'm gonna go to the middle of New York with this middle finger up. Hey, look, I love trolling.
Toney says he loves trolling. Well, this time he trolled way too hard. On July 8th, he had a strong message for Giants fans, and for some reason he's pitch black in the dark and you can only see his bling bling.
Many New York fans mad at me like I ain't really give a like I don't hold a record over there. Like y'all championship ain't older than my niece and nephew put together. Like
he says the Giants Super Bowl is older than his nieces and nephews. He's talking about the Super Bowl victory with Eli Manning and the Giants for the 2011 season. So apparently Toney's nieces and nephews are all under 12 years old.
Shit, bro, that's on y'all and y'all GM. I don't really give a shit. Buddy traded me. I just made my move, went with my move and made something out of it. Now I got this ring. Now mad at me. Y'all can't get mad because it ain't no blue ring. It's a red one with a K and a C on that bitch. And I love them folks.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, he's cussing a lot. He doesn't really give a F. He's dissing the GM, and he's trying to stunt on the Giants fans that he got a Super Bowl ring by hopping on the Chiefs. I'm sorry, Toney. I hate to break it to you, but the obvious fact is the Chiefs didn't really need your ass for the Super Bowl ring. And some of these points stem from his frustration with Giants fans who criticize him on social media, and he got into the DMs, threatened to assault some Giants fans, and just seemed overall pretty triggered by the experience.
You talking about Miss Danny Jones? Apparently he missed me ass. I can show you the call log. Bitch ass calling me, blowing me up. You talking about hoe ass. Don't give a fuck about no muted shit. You talking about bitch ass. You ain't slid on no block. You ain't pulled up on me yet. You ain't talking about shit but in my DM. Pull up or shut the fuck up, period.
Now this reminds me of former Raiders first-round pick Damon Arnett doing a similar thing to a fan in the DMs, but he brought out the weapon and was on video. Toney just went a little more voice only.
Pull up, lame ass. I swear to God, I will kill you. On everything I love, I will kill you. You talking crazy.
But the weirdest thing is that he claims that Daniel Jones is constantly calling him like an ex-girlfriend who's not over him, leaving him tons of voicemails. Wow, Toney, I'd love to hear those recordings. But it seems like this fan is going a little too far. Whenever you got fans just messaging random famous person, saying stuff that their music is trash, saying that they're mad, saying that nobody misses you. On one level, Toney's got to stay professional, but on another level, I understand that the fans can be annoying.
Well, tell that stop calling me then if you don't miss me, ass. Get your pussy ass on my DM unless you dropping an addy.
Oh my goodness. Apparently he wants this guy's addy. He wants his address so he can go and fight him, so he can go and perhaps do something a little more extra than fighting. But he reiterates that Daniel Jones is constantly calling Kadarius Toney. And things got really crazy when this Giants content creator got a message from Kadarius Toney, a DM. And apparently she's always criticizing the guy, and that is what prompted this message, and she takes full responsibility for it, says she has has a big mouth on the internet, but she was not expecting a DM from Kadarius Toney while she was at work. And apparently Toney gets so heated at Giants fans, he'll send you a private message just to let you know. We already know that he hits you up, sends voice recordings saying, hey, drop your address so I can fight you. But now he's just messaging women, and I think responding to her post where she posted this picture at a baseball game. He says, the F is this, ugly ass mother. And the key thing he says is focus on lipo and some other instead of me. Kadarius Toney literally just called this Giants blogger fat, and apparently she was blocked right after he sent this message. And so now things are getting crazy for Toney. He's getting heated at fans on social media. They got evidence of it, evidence of him sending threats, evidence of him getting triggered, evidence of him calling certain women bloggers fat. And we know he regrets this, and we know it's reached a tipping point because what Toney did next was absolutely insane. This bro, after wilding out on social media, posted on Twitter that, oh, you know, I was hacked. So those voice recordings that clearly sound like my voice are not me, and those messages sent in its informal tone with the abbreviations and the emojis, oh, those were not him. Those were just somebody else. Toney, why exactly would a hacker go into your account to argue with Giants fans and defend you? That don't really add up to me. It sounds like you have some great hackers who might even love you. And people know this is out of control. You got people joking around. The PR team right now has to be having a meltdown, and that's likely why he sent out that tweet saying, oh, I got hacked. We know Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are probably not happy about that behavior because they're counting on Toney to be a star player for them at the wide receiver position. And this is not the first time he's done odd stuff on social media. He actually is an aspiring rapper, so that sort of explains why he has a tough image on social media.
You did your dirt, we think it ain't paid.
Well, he sounds good with auto-tune. After the tragic Henry Ruggs situation in which a woman lost her life, you had Kadarius Toney take to social media after it because he felt the need to chime in, and he said, we young, everybody makes mistakes. Y'all looking at the situation like this or that, cause it ain't y'all. Having so much to say. He know he messed up, don't drag him down for it. That's goofy to me. Just pray for the families involved. So a lot of people thought this was quite insensitive considering the fact that a woman lost her life in this Henry Ruggs tragic incident, and it was just not the right call to go and defend Henry Ruggs right here, right now. And that is why Toney ended up turning off replies. Damian Woody even called him out for this, saying that y'all youngins don't believe in accountability, and that is the problem. And then Toney replied to Damian Woody, the analyst on TV, and actually deleted it saying, tough talking don't faze me, gangsta, with 2 laughing faces. I wonder what that means. It seems like Toney is threatening to fight a 45-year-old man. And we have more Chiefs wide receivers acting up on social media. You have MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, the wide receiver, saying free the GOAT in response to Chiefaholic. This is a blogger, a content creator for the Chiefs who has since been arrested finally for bank robberies. And this guy seems to think it's a joke that this fan is robbing people at gunpoint. I don't think the victims find this that funny, and I think Andy Reid and Mahomes have a lot of discipline to dole out to some of these juvenile wide receivers. And Deebo Samuel was interviewed by CBS Sports, and they asked him a question that caused him to just straight up leave the interview.
Deebo Samuel here with us. I saw what you said about the Eagles back at the Super Bowl at Sirius, where if Brock Purdy didn't get hurt, you guys would have won that game by double digits. Why would that have been the case?
I don't know, that's old.
So do you not still believe that?
I mean, I do, but I mean, we're not, that shit is like, we're not going to keep talking about it. I mean, I said what I said. I don't know, just wait till, what, week 13, 12, whatever week it is, we'll show you.
Those fans are going to be booing you loud. You have a message for Eagles fans?
All right, we're good to go.
What do you mean? We have Deebo on right now.
Yeah, I know, but we're going to head into camp right now.
Are you serious? Okay. Are you serious? And we got hung up on by Deebo Samuel? That's a joke. An absolute joke.
So obviously Deebo Samuel and the Niners were salty after losing to the Philadelphia Eagles, and this question just triggered the guys so much that he had to leave the interview. He probably knows the quarterback situation with the Niners this year is a little shaky, so he probably doesn't think they're going to have many bragging rights when they face face the Eagles later this season. And Justin Jefferson has his quarterback Kirk Cousins for now. His contract situation is shaky. We'll get into that. But he listed his top 5 favorite quarterbacks in the NFL, and he left his bro out.
Number 1, Patrick Mahomes, gotta give it to him, the MVP. Number 2, Aaron Rodgers, gotta give it to him. Number 3, my guy, Joey B. Number 4, I have to pick Jalen Hurts. And then number 5, Josh Allen.
And what's hilarious is he thought about it. He actually could see him look up into the sky and think about the question, think about who's number 4. He looks up, thinks about it, and then goes with Jalen Hurts, leaving out his guy, Kirk Cousins. And the fact of the matter is Kirk Cousins and the Vikings have a shaky situation right now. And you could see it in the contract. He's only on a 1-year deal. Yes, it's fully guaranteed. Yes, there's a big signing bonus that happened, but after this season, there's just going to be a voided cap hit for the Minnesota Vikings, and they can move on from Kirk Cousins. And this is a crazy thing that happened that nobody paid attention to, which is the fact that the Vikings actually declined a discounted contract from Kirk Cousins. He wanted a 3-year guarantee, and they said no. We'll see if the Vikings go in a different direction, but the Tennessee Titans have definitely decided to go in a different direction at the quarterback position. They drafted Will Levis in the 2nd round this year. They still have Ryan Tannehill as their starting quarterback, and it looks like Malik Willis is now on his way out. You have tons of people speculating that the Titans could release this guy as training camp starts. It just does not seem like there's enough reps to go around, and there's really no point in even having this guy on the roster. You already have your starting QB and your quarterback of the future in Will Levis, so perhaps the Minnesota Vikings or any other QB needy team could be looking at Malik Willis as the NFL enters the preseason. And Malik Willis does seem motivated, recently posting on Instagram that it's gonna get so crazy when that script flipped. The New Orleans Saints just got some great news on running back Alvin Kamara. We know the Saints drafted Kendre Miller this past offseason and also signed Jamal Williams at the running back position, and it seemed like they've been preparing in an event that Alvin Kamara is not going to be available. Everybody knows that he's going to be suspended for the Las Vegas beating. That was a horrible incident that he should not have been involved in. Well, he's getting off a little easy. You have it here, reported from 8 News Now. Alvin Kamara agrees to plead no contest to a misdemeanor charge of breach of peace for Las Vegas nightclub beating. He will have to do community service and pays $100K for the victim's medical bills, but he is not going to have a felony. That is the key thing. It's been brought down to a misdemeanor. There is going to be no felony. The NFL has not commented yet. They have not doled out the type of punishment that Kamara will receive. We know players in the past have received punishment for misdemeanors, but the fact that this is no longer a felony should make it easier for the NFL to dish out their punishment, and it will likely be a lot less brutal for the Saints given the fact that it has been reduced in this way. Look, I like Kamara the football player. I want to see the Saints do well this year, but honestly, I don't think this punishment is fair. What he did that night was wrong. A man tried to go into an elevator where Kamara was with his friends and a couple other players, and they would not let him on the elevator. Maybe he had a little bit of attitude, we don't know, but they all just ganged up and beat this guy. It was for absolutely no reason. The guy did not strike them first. He just tried to get on an elevator and they hogged it. And this was in Las Vegas, and I don't think this is right. I think he should be charged a crime for ganging up and assaulting somebody, nearly beating him to who knows what, and they all did it as a group. It was not a one-on-one thing. It was just ganging up on one individual because he tried to go in the same elevator as you. That's not right. That's not right. And the fact that he's kind of getting away with this, maybe this is just how it is for NFL players and wealthy people, but I think what he did was really bad, and I don't think the punishment matches the crime. If you enjoyed this video, if you liked watching this video of us covering all these NFL stories, let me know in the comments below and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. My name is WiFiWillie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.